I'm back. I'm back. And all I have to say is Baltimore Orioles #1. Let's see. Where's my motherfucking. You know what I should do? Just turn off the super detailed shadows, because that's just. I have this low. Why do I have effects low? I don't think I need that low. Foliage density. And I mean, this game doesn't. Okay, that's already low. Alright, whatever. View distance should always be high. Always. I turn these. I could probably manage these at higher graphics. The problem is that the game 1.0 just famously has a lot of performance issues that they fixed in future versions of this delightful game. Oh yeah, that's right. The fucking. Where's it? This. All right, because I wanted two. No. I was thinking about listening to some stuff. This is actually a good game for listening to music or podcasts. What was I gonna do? I've got some goofy quest, don't I? Oh yeah, 2 translucent fragment cores. So just piling up money. I looked up. Oh, more energy drinks. Yeah. I looked up some of the hidden stashes. I got the one already that has this, which is very important. And there's another 2 hidden stashes in this game that just have another one of these. One of them's all rusty and barely functions, but has a scope. Oh shit, this is actually worth keeping. What the fuck? I don't have a... Shit. Okay, yeah, it's absolutely about twisting the wrist. Okay. Did I not bring my fucking pistol? Or did I lose it? Or did I throw it? No, I didn't. I think I didn't bring it. Well, you know what? I got this. Well, left-hand it. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I figured. This always, again, it's very goofy. It always turns off, and then this always turns to red every time you load a save. I'm getting used to that. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought it'd be. Oh no. Okay, let's What? Come on, it's in there. I see it right there. What? There, finally. Fuck. Okay. Whatever. You know? And those are the 2 cores. Okay. So, this is very unimportant. Yay! Okay, yeah. One of these, right? Where is it? It's hard to tell if it's green or not. There. Okay, you know what? It didn't? What? What's going on? Where'd it go? What am I looking at? Okay, you know what? Okay. Oh, wait, that's right. It was out front. Yeah, there. Okay. Oh, this is an old one. Yep. Not too old, but old enough. Old enough that it should have known better. Huh, so's this. Nope, no it isn't. What am I thinking? Okay. My PM better be back at home. Okay. Advanced probes. You know, I should keep one of them. Just one more. So, I'm thinking, I had a goofy plan where I was like, I'm gonna try one of those runs, like they call them a survivalist run, I think, where you never return to Vano, which means you can never return to the shop and you can never buy anything new. That is something I don't think I would be able to hold to. But what I could hold to, something that would actually motivate me, is a destroyer run, a pure total annihilation, or a kill everything run, if you will. Where I attempt to kill every single thing, because they don't respawn. Looking at the world map when I'm not in the radius. The enemies don't respawn. Speaking of not respawning, just in case. Okay, this is the one I repaired, so where's the one? Shit, did it just straight up disappear? Is it gone? Or not? I don't know. But yeah, it's sort of like Dark Souls rules, where the enemies do not respawn until you return here. So if I find a way to permanently stay out... Fuck you. I don't know where that gun went then. You know what I learned, though? You're not supposed to get a silenced PM until you find it out in the world. Maybe it disappeared as soon as it detected that I brought one home. But one thing I learned is that, actually, my pistol attachments. There's a silencer. I could buy one. 9mm? Pistols, NID, SMGs. Very sad. How they fucked that one up for the last time. I don't know. But here, wait, there's this. Oh yeah, wait, weapon 2, that's right. Yeah, there's this. This is sort of the next upgrade, theoretically. But you know what? I don't want that. I want this. This is one of my favorites. Classic. Delightful. And 2 mags of that would be just as good as getting a 1 mag of the Makarov, or the PM. Anyways, so the kill everything run would be, theoretically, I go out into the world and kill every single enemy that exists in the entire game. And in order to do that, I would have to come back here, buy more guns, buy, yeah, here we go. And you know what? This is the one I actually want. Especially because it's not too expensive. And also, get some nice normal bullets. I'm gonna actually need a few of these, aren't I? 660, that's not a healthy number. There we go, 770. Now it's a healthy number. Buy 'em. There we go. Now I am ready. Yes. Actually, there. Sweet. One of these, one of these, one of these, and one of this. And I will deal with some of that stuff. Although, you know what? I absolutely need a sight and a pistol attachment. I need one of those flashlights. And I need a, yeah, not that, well. Actually, yes. Can I afford it? Yes. Okay. So, in fact, there we go. There we go. And there we go. Nice. I can't really see it with the light on, but it's not going to be for close-up stuff anyways. But, oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, a kill everything run. I plan nice to try that. But first thing I'm gonna have to do, save up a bunch of money and start planting little things like extra mags, cleaning materials. I'm gonna have to go out to say one of these, or probably this one first, and especially here. Go to here and here and put like extra fully loaded mags, uh, cleaning materials like this, which means I'm going to have to start keeping all of the extra ones I get. Maybe buying more. Um, Food items, also. Um, that kind of stuff. Leave them out around in the world. Extra mags and probably a bunch of extra ammo, which means I'm going to have to buy tons of ammo, which I'm going to have bunches of money, which means I'm probably going to have to just do all the missions in the game. Oh, there we go. I have 2 dark cores. So I might just do grinding in this game, just straight up mission grinding in this game on my own without streaming, which is perfectly fine. Streaming isn't for just playing all the time, anyways. Yeah, you know what? This will be good. Wait, you know what? Just in case the next one is like. So, what I thought I would do, I want to do just a tiny stream today. A couple things. Yeah, Jim Tuner. I figured Jim Tuner might drop. A new story just dropped on Illicit Clips about Nick having sex with his wife in front of a room full of people in Jamaica. Kept waiting for Nick to do Charlie Sheen rants about his tiger blood and what. I'm hoping that's next, but the sad thing is, very sad, is that it's pretty obvious Nick is not going to be nearly that interesting. It would be cool if Nick just had this giant fucking meltdown. Because he's kind of close to that. Yeah, that's right. How is it? Oh, wait. Yeah, keep that. No. Yeah, don't keep this. Okay. There we go. That's more than I need, but whatever. Whatever. Night Eye. Ah, fuck. Well, I can do this, but you know what? I might go check out. I should be able to actually get up for a second. This is really triggering me. Literally triggering me. That I had a PM right here. In fact, this one's loaded. It was on me, and it's just swallowed up into nothingness. It's possible I dropped it somewhere, but I really don't think I did, because it was on me when... there's, again, this game is weirdly glitchy in all sorts of ways you can't even predict. And at least if it's going to eat one of my guns, at least it was a free one. So let's see. Yeah. That's right, the safeties. Another thing, well, not that interesting. But one thing I learned is the safety's on right now. The bolt will not even pull all the way back. It just hits this. So I think theoretically, if you had a loaded mag in here, now the chamber was loaded, you could fire one shot and it just wouldn't load the next one, which is not, doesn't sound great as a safety, but then again, I also don't know. But here, that's full auto, and this should be semi-auto, yeah. Always use, I always use semi-auto. So also, shit, I might have to just buy some ammo for this fucking thing, too. I kind of wish, as well, that, oh wait, no, I do have, I got some ammo there, okay. 13, alright. There. All ready. I kind of wish that, something, I don't know. What am I wishing for? Something. But yeah, let me go find the thing. Where are the things? Can I attach a laser sight to this? I think I can. I'm gonna need more money though. Gotta go out and do missions. But you know what? Let me get up for a second and see if I can find that Ellipse Eclipse thing that just got posted, and I'll play that. But first thing I really know I want to do is just get one of these. There, 100. Yeah, I can swing that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and these. You know what? That's about to expire too, so might as well cash that in. Okay. And this. Never know. So I should clean this. And you know what? I will clean that while. You motherfucker. Okay. I will, see if I can find that clip real quick. Or less.
Sure. Let's talk about Rekieta. All right. Ellipse Eclipse, begin here.
Like, they'll have to change it on their own.
Right. So what do you say to people who are like,
pick up my hands.
Nick's changed. His content's changed. Like they formed that.
Okay, so this is apparently an actually. Good stuff starts at 8. I assume you mean the Mad at the Internet clip. Story start, yeah. Which means, and it's like 20 minutes, which is good. The only downside is that it's Null adding his commentary, which is, of course, last to know Null. It's fucking in the dark, as usual. But, if it's playing the clip anyways, I can just listen to that. So we'll go through that while I'm getting prepared for
that opinion about you. Well, what got them to that opinion? Why do people say, well, Nick Rekieta is not what he used to be?
Well, they're probably right. I don't know. What do you say to the
even he doesn't know.
Well, I mean, I guess it's your perspective on what it is. Do I talk about comics and anime as much? No, way less. I'm not covering any cases in those areas. So certainly that is true.
Oh, news
stuff he had no insight to in the first place, and personally told me that he didn't have much interest in. He never really watched anime until he had to pretend that he did.
Damn, sir, you snuck up on me. Get out of here, sneaky little mouse.
The subject matter I've covered has changed. If you found me by watching me cover live trials, when I'm covering Rittenhouse and Johnny Depp, I'm putting in between 12 and 17 hours a day, 5 days a week for weeks and weeks at a time. I can't do that most of the time.
No.
Even when I would like to. And usually if there is a trial that it has sufficient level of popularity, it would be very profitable personally for me to do that. But I just can't, man. I got 5 kids. I got a wife. We have tons of family obligations and events that we go to. I teach at our...
Your kids are one crutch away from telethon. You got a frigid swamp hog wife. Do we still have that clip? It was on Reaction Full. Classic. Of course, taken down because of the way the world is, which people like Nick Rekieta are fully in favor of while pretending that he's not. It's a classic thing, in fact, is that these days, the people who are really the most against freedom of speech are the people who most loudly claim that they're for it. You'll never find a person who is more anti-free speech than somebody on YouTube who says they're pro-free speech. It's always about what they say versus what they do. People ignore what somebody does. They just pay attention to what somebody says. So if what they say is false, people don't give a shit. Oh, this is so satisfying. This could be the whole game right here. Did I get all this? Probably not, but you know what? Let's look at it. Yeah. Okay. But anyways, yeah, similar to a lot of things like I saw a bunch of people, including apparently War Campaign, goofy enough, but even people who are anti-war campaign, making fun of Riley today because Riley did this. You can't even call it anything else but a cope tweet, because that really is what it is. And when it is what it is, that's for sure bad. I mean, I just, in general, kind of feel bad for the guy. A little bit. Not fully. But, he was like, I was defending John Mayland, but he called me a piece of shit. And it's like, that's fucking... Gee, what a shocker. Who would have thought? Who would have seen that coming? I think I can actually answer that question. You know what I really need, though, is a scope for this Mosin Nagant. But yeah, it's again, just going back to how it's about what people claim instead of what they actually do. This isn't. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Duh. No. Yes. No. Yes. 2000. Okay. No. I'll just get this then. Where's the other? Yeah, actually. I'm gonna need a lot more than this, but I missed the big boxes. You can do a kill everything run of Into the Radius 2 also. The only problem is it's kind of more appealing to me in this, where it's all one giant area. And I'm not sure I can... There's no way to know if I've killed every enemy in the game or in the Radius. It would be something that would be cool to be like, because I have a pen, I can be like, here, I've killed all the stuff in the supply depot. Check that off. Block post, the village, the road up to this crossing. I know has some guys. There's of course lots of guys in the forest around here. Train yard probably has a ton of guys. The castle. I don't know what Tu Pachorsk means because you can't go there I don't think there's any. If you try to go to that point in the map, it'll just send you back here until you have the main end quest to go to what I think is supposed to be Pachorsk. In 2.0, Pachorsk is the castle. So, it's all pretty goofy, but none of that's important. None of it's important. None of it matters. It doesn't matter. How many of these do I have? You know what I should do? You know what I should really do? Is I should fill this. Come on. Until it won't take any more. Okay, this is empty. And this is almost full. So, I will... Okay. Just put this here. And look for cigarettes to put into it. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna go ahead and get a stupid thing. But anyways, let's see. Let's play more of this. And this is 20 minutes, so it might be a big thing.
Our homeschool co-op.
He's had 5 kids for a while, though. Like, when he did all those other trials, he had 5 kids. I think the issue that he has
That
now
is a good point.
is
That's
that he
a good
simply
point.
is unable to remain sober for the duration of those streams. And they are so profitable, like to the tone of like 6 figures, that it's nuts to not do them unless you literally just cannot, because you can hire people to cover you. You can find people to cover you at your micro school thing. You can find someone to babysit. But I mean, his kids are older
especially
now,
Nick.
so
Nick has money. He's
they
a trust
really
fund
need
baby.
less chaperoning than ever before. I don't buy the whole...
Again, that's
I'm
another
just
thing. Null never points out that Nick has trust fund money.
so busy that I can't do anything, because it's
By
like
the way,
at this point...
Speaking of which, speaking of lol cows, let's present this delightful hypothetical that apparently nobody else on the planet has ever considered for some reason. Maybe some other people who follow us, of course, have considered this. Perhaps even just subconsciously, but hey, you know, that's good. That counts. I feel like something... Oh, that is... Yeah. something should be there. That's right. It's the supply depot. Anyways. There we go. This flashlight seems brighter in 2.0. Because the flashlight's very powerful in 2.0. Anyways, this hypothetical, let's say, for example... Oh shit, is it dropping stuff for me based on what I have? Because that would be good. In fact... Oh yeah, that's right, I filled it. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. So yeah, hypothetical. Let's say Wings of Destiny has a giant meltdown screaming fit. Not like some kind of self-despair, I can't take this shit no more, slamming his controller, breaking his controller. But... because that's sort of self-pitying, it just generalized despair and anger and whining. Can't believe I missed that first. There. All better. At this distance, how can you miss? You got a problem with what I did? No, I do not. Okay. But let's say Wings of Redemption. Wings of Destiny, as I like to call them. But let's say Wings of Redemption. I had this, like, he was talking to a guy on stream and started screaming, like, uncontrollably to the point where his voice blew out. And he started, like, just spazzing out, freaking out, saying things like, no, you are, no, you are, no, you, like, over and over and over again. And this is the important part. If everyone just ignored that and acted like that wasn't a big deal, what would you think about the people who say that isn't a big deal or not funny or interesting? Let's say, for instance, Null said that he didn't find that funny or interesting. Now, think about this. Null has done that already with some lolcows on the internet. For reasons that, you know, they're perhaps false reasons, perhaps mysterious reasons, perhaps unknown reasons. But the important thing is that there are, you know, lolcows that he is aware of. Not that this is like some obscure lolcow. It's like a major... And the one of the most important aspects, though, is that they're not considered a lolcow. They're supposed to be considered totally based. Cool, basted with the red sauce pills. That kind of shit. Does this have... Yes. Yes. And I'm going to transfer... You know what? There, you know what? I will transfer. I just need one cigarette and that one thing later. But that is the reality, if you will, of Comicsgate, is that a lot of people on the internet who claim to be like, I just think that lolcows are funny. Some of the biggest meltdowns in lolcow history have been ignored. And you could say intentionally, you could say unintentionally, you could say that they're not really capable of actually appreciating or understanding what a lolcow really is, or that at least they're not capable of universally perceiving what a lolcow is. They can perceive what a lolcow is when other people have already agreed that it's true, but if that hasn't happened yet, they can't do it. And if they can't do it, if they rely on seeing other people do it first, then, you know, what exactly are they providing except the popularity of public acceptance? And I consider that to be really lacking. I can understand why, you know, somebody who's who's actually funny or insightful would miss out on something like that, but not when it's been presented already. At least these things are easier to see at night. These are the fucking... I hate these anomalies the most. And in a way, being able to see them at night is actually one of the benefits of coming out here at night. Plus the fact, I'm so glad you don't have to manage batteries on any of these flashlights. Thank fuck. But anyways, so, Null did make a good point, but also it's like, Null didn't make any point that shitty webcomics hasn't made first, probably years prior. I hear him. I hear you. Oh, you motherfucker. Come on. What? What the hell? Okay. 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 Anyways, let's play some more.
In your life, you should definitely be more situated, and you should have these routines figured out enough that you can actually take care of business. But
taking care of business, I mean, every day.
It's like, I think that him not covering trials is also like one of the least interesting changes that he's done. Like, it's just a cost loss opportunity for him to miss those things. However, I wouldn't even say that's like, probably for his actual mega fans, that's probably a high complaint that they have. But for like everybody else just watching him from the sidelines, it's like that's a minor footnote. That's like a symptom of a broader problem as opposed to the problem in and of itself.
All of those things get pushed to the side when there's a trial.
Why does Null talk like that all the time? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with his body and his voice? What's wrong with his physiognomy? That he basically kind of sounds like a less confident and less secure Bobo. Bobo.
So for me, like, if that's what you found me doing, where I'm spending 80 hours a week streaming, well, and then you come in, you're like, why is he only doing 4 shows this week? It's like, because I don't want to kill myself yet. And I don't want to start wanting to kill myself either. So maybe I've changed in that way. And then there's this other aspect where people impose upon me a set of values because I am married. I've been married for 19 years. And because that my wife and I are like that's it. We don't have prior major relationships really. We have 5 children. We homeschool them, and we're Christian. People decided then that meant we were a specific brand of Christianity.
Again, he's not a Christian. He's not a Christian.
And then they will identify various opinions I've had on certain things and say they are definitely this. And then if you violate that image,
he is definitely gay.
You're guilty of some sort of hypocrisy, whether or not you actually possess that opinion. People decided that you did. And so then, but again, what do you do?
Fucking pure delusion cope, if you will. New form of cope. One of the only things Nick Rekieta will ever have innovated in his life. Come here, come fucko. Fuck you. Yeah. And he didn't even drop a core. But yeah, this thing where Nick Rekieta will be blatantly hypocritical about something, and then he'll say, people will listen to you say something and take it one way and act like you're a hypocrite. And it's like, no, you are a hypocrite. Even saying, no, you are a hypocrite, it's acting like Nick Rekieta's capable of understanding or comprehending that, which he's not. He has to be capable of any amount of introspection. And one thing about it is, maybe he could be capable of any amount of introspection if he were an actual normal person, if he wasn't a guy who became a popular YouTuber who is popular for just having completely ordinary milquetoast opinions. Toast actually made out of milk, people. Can you imagine such a thing? But the thing is that if he wasn't that, he may be capable of introspection, but as soon as somebody gets popular, they're like, I'm too popular to, be criticized. They unironically, most people who have any popularity on the internet in any way will unironically think, I have this many people who give me money just to listen to me, so my opinions are more valuable than somebody who tells the truth that I don't want to hear. That kind of stuff. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. I'm looking for this. Wait. Oh, shit. Okay. Just motherfucker. Okay. I hate using these things because they just... I mean, here's the thing, is that, look, it just rolled right into that. That's one, and it didn't trigger. Fucking asshole. It's just making this annoying, obnoxious noise. Oh, come on, I'm right on top of it. Oh. I was. See? I wasn't wrong. What? Okay. Clearly, I need, well, one of these. And wash that down with... Come on, Binston. Come on, Binston. There. There. Okay. Refreshing. You know, 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Binston. Okay, I'm definitely not going that way. Where the hell am I going? They didn't send me here to get a blank. Yeah, night eye. Well. Shit. Okay. Let me just play some more of the thing.
Like,
I remember when Nick Rekieta did like a 30-minute long diatribe about how anyone watching Cuties was like a pedophile and it was an indefensible abuse of children and how it deserved to be prosecuted under the Texas child pornography statutes. And then I remember how a couple of years later when Dick Masterson and Vito Gasaldi were talking about Cuties and defending it as artistic expression, he completely 180'd and said that actually it wasn't child pornography, it was actually push.
Dork, last to know Null Dork here does make a very good point about basically directly responding to the accusations of hypocrisy, like Nick, you know, trying to brush off. Like, people say I'm a hypocrite, and then Null directly replies with, here's something you were a hypocrite about. It's Null doing something that we did years before when Null was absolutely cuck guarding for Rekieta. You know, last year he was cuck guarding for Rekieta. We were saying these things. Not this, even this specific thing, though. But Null is now doing what we did a long time before him. But, and here's the thing, normally I'm like, you know, what do you want, a cookie? Good job imitating us. But at the same time, hey, better late than never also. Save scum. Yes.
The boundaries on freedom of
this
speech.
Is already a good stream.
Remember how he completely and totally changed his entire tune on this thing that he was very fiery and passionate about at the time that it happened?
That is weird too.
To the complete and total opposite
Weirdo
of it,
behavior.
only because of the circumstances around him had also changed. So that's why people call him a hypocrite. It's not that he is not Christian enough for them. That's a very lawyerly answer. I want to point out, by the way, this guy has a very pretty boy face, and I don't like it. I don't like this other guy's face at all. I don't know who. I've seen him before. I think he interviewed DSP and maybe some other person that I've talked about, and I think I even mentioned then that I don't like his face. However, I really need to reiterate that I hate his face. Okay.
I think he's talking about the guest who's on with him, with Nick.
Apparently, he gets into specifics
but again, what
about
do you do?
stories
Like,
about him.
change it. And then the worst part about that is when people take a story or a concept and then they add information to it for whatever reason. They create a fiction based on a reality, and then they've determined that fiction is grounds for you having violated something else. There's a whole bunch of funny stuff about me that is just wildly untrue, and people say that is the source of the hypocrisy of me betraying some values. It's like, but guys, like, that's not.
Also, by the way, Nick Rekieta has said things aren't true about him that are true. So just, I mean, every time Nick Rekieta, I can't even say that's a tell because Nick Rekieta does that so often, but so many other people do that constantly too.
Actually happen.
Well, so what are some of those things that people say about you?
The
that
laugh
are
is actually
untrue?
more of a tell.
Well, apparently, I am a swinger.
forced
I guess. And I
Shit.
don't mean with like a golf club. I guess that means that I go out and sleep around
Out?
consensually outside of my
What's with the
marriage, which is
Canadian
not
accent, pal?
true at all.
Sounds
We're
like
How
a
did
fucking
they
leaf
get
to
that?
me.
Where did that come from?
Wow. Holy shit.
now-
Holy shit. See, this is why Nick kind of needs to never have guests on, because every guest who thinks they're helping, it's the old stop helping situation. We're like, yeah, where are these people getting this idea? And it's like, oh, from actual evidence. Oh, oops. Let's not get too, again, Comicsgate. Basically, you could call it Comicsgate syndrome. Is they try to laugh at the accusations, but when somebody actually asks anything, even rhetorically, about the accusations, suddenly it's going to get very awkward when people, this is actually what I wanted to get. Asshole. All right. Stabbed him with a Chiat. By the way, thanks again to Jim Tuner for making me aware of this, because I was just going to listen to some of Antichrist by Nietzsche, because he's not an entertainment or education or training. Guy's just a real jerk. I've actually never read any Nietzsche. And you know what? Listening to a Nietzsche audio tape book on tape while playing video games counts just as much. Speaking of which, wait, actually, that's me fucking. Yeah, no, I'm not listening to creepy shit. Fucking game. Fuck you, game.
While I'm not a swinger, I have done a bunch
He
of
is.
hilarious stuff in my life.
He said he's not things
fun
that he
things,
is.
in my opinion, that do actually kind of push the boundaries of what people are comfortable with.
Again,
like-
it's like fucking, sexually, I'm not a swinger. It's just that I enjoy having sex in ways that other people would. It's just fucking pure semantics. Wrap it up, Judge Pedantic. Come on.
For example, when I go out to a bar or a club, I will buy
Because
drinks
of people
for
like
numerous
you.
people. Like I'm out having fun. I'll buy a bunch
Is
of
he just
drinks for
not-
people. No, I'll just
Okay, so for clarity's sake, the reason why people say that Rekieta is into swinging is that a while back,
Is that he is.
I think over a year ago,
End of
I think
story.
it just came up on the anniversary of a year ago. Rekieta took a trip to Jamaica with his wife,
No food.
and he went to a club called Hedonism 2. And Hedonism 2 had interracial cuckolding events and stuff. It was like a sexual.
I'm not trying to say that like Null is wrong here, but it's I don't think it's the club as he. I think it's not a resort either, but it's sort of like Burning Man, where it's the party being put on. I think I could be wrong about that actually. But anyways,
It was for
Just wanted to
adults,
fun governor,
who- probably like
facts
middle-aged
governor.
adults mostly, and older people who wanted to spice up their sex life and shit, and do swinging and do interracial play and stuff like that. And he went there. He streamed from his hotel room, and people were able to verify that he was streaming from the hotel room in Jamaica at the time of this event, during the period where they also had the
Oh, yeah.
interracial stuff. And so it
oh shit. Jim Tuner mentioning Null misses that Nick is talking about a gay bar here. There is so much about Rekieta that like keeping it all straight can be hard to keep track of. But let's not also forget Null completely cuck guarded, nose guarded, whatever you want to call it, for Rekieta while this stuff was coming out. The stuff he's mentioning now about the Hedonism 2 and finding the exact hotel room that Nick was at is something that Null basically refused to talk about or tried to find some way to dismiss. and he started getting really pissy and bitchy. Null got really bitchy, like a bitch, about the fact that people started making fun of Null for not talking about it. They're like, hey, Null, this, again, it's the fucking same thing with, like, if Wings of Redemption had this giant meltdown screaming, you come in here with... If Wings of Redemption had this screaming fit where he was like... You come in here with balls! Saying hilarious shit like that. And Null not only refused to talk about it, but acted like, you know, you are actually... You are the lol cow for bringing it up and demanding that I laugh at. I just don't think it's funny. Saying that that's not funny. Saying that somebody going, you come in here with balls, is not funny. You are either a lol cow yourself, or you are a person who is incapable of knowing what's funny. Which there actually are a lot. A lot of people are just followers. They're not people who are capable of noticing until they see a bunch of other people noticing it. There we go. Here, let me play some more of this.
It became, especially because of his relationship with Drexel, and also the fact that Kayla talked on stream about going to a masseuse who would massage her breasts, and she went to this guy like 2 or 3 times.
Another thing that Null just straight up covered up, by the way. He covered it up. Because that happened years ago. That appearance was years ago. Null never did anything about that. Null never said, well, Rekieta is a cuckold. Because if he did, there wouldn't have been any friendship in the first place. You know who brought that up? PPP did. That he fucking actually went in. In fact, I think that's why I saw it. It's because PPP actually showed it. In fact, yeah, that was the first time I saw it. PPP did a stream where he was like, look at what Rekieta's wife says.
It became like a thing that he was a swinger. So if he's going to sit there and say, people say I'm a swinger because I buy ladies drinks at the bar when me and my wife go out to drink sometimes, that's like a deliberate misrepresentation and lie.
Just walk away, or I'll talk to them. And sometimes that involves meeting people who try to pick you up and take you home. And I don't go home with anybody other than my wife because, well, we're
he's not a swinger,
like, and we always have been.
See, he's not a swinger. He just said so.
That leads people to the idea that maybe we're not.
No.
Oh, is he really? Is he really just going to not talk about hedonism at all? We know for a fact that he went to that hotel. I want to say he even talked about it to me, and he had just said that, oh, well, we went to this thing. I think what it was he said that he went to the exhibitionism event where, like, you have sex with your wife. Well,
Null, did you just sit on that until now? Until this second? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You didn't tell anyone. You knew about this, didn't tell anyone, and acted like people were fucking being assholes by saying, hey, how come you are refusing to talk about this? And don't forget, Null's response was, I don't find it funny. Like, who are we putting our faith into people, like, to find what's funny when they're not finding the actual funny shit funny? What's wrong with that? What's that all about? That's not cool.
Other people are having sex with their wives, like in a room, and it's like an exhibitionist thing, or you like sit around naked drinking, like in a public setting at this hotel together with other people who are also naked. And it was just like the interracial stuff was like next week or something, and it wasn't the week he was there. I thought that was his line, because I'm pretty sure that's what he told me. I don't know if that's like a public thing that he stated. If this is new information to people and he only told me that in private,
it's not
I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said to me.
It was last year.
Or I have talked about attending a nude beach, for example, and I think it's actually an activity that a lot of people would benefit from when you find out how unsexual it is. But because of that, people start to draw conclusions about.
It's called hedonism too, but it's completely unsexual. I mean, when people gay 90s, hey, it's just a fucking name of a bar. It's completely normal. It has a sex dungeon, sure, but that doesn't mean Rekieta's been in the sex dungeon in gay 90s.
Out what goes on. at those
See, here's the
places.
thing. This is how people lie. We all want to have this delusion or whatever that nobody would just lie about something that is fucking already been proven. But you are a fucking completely delusional moron if you think that somebody won't be caught dead to rights and still keep lying, even with like no amount of video evidence will ever just stop them from lying about something. Here, I can do this. I don't really need this many candy bars or energy drinks, but you know what? Here, I do need to carry one. What? There. You know, why would I have them like this? Way easier to, yeah. That's good. These will stay. These will stay very nicely. The other mystery is that the disappearance of primary nose guards stenographer. Yeah, that guy got fucking very pissy at me. He got bitchy. He was quantifiably bitchy, to quote the wonderful classic Dr. Chilton from the Hannibal TV show. Quantifiably bitchy. What a wonderful show. 20 to 20. There we go. So, here. It's all about keeping the original box. It's intact. Good. There. You know what, though? Empty box. I will keep an empty box. Although, really, no, I won't. You know what? No. You know what? I'm not the sentimental type. Selling this piece of shit. Okay, there we go. I don't need more boxes of this either, do I? Nope. Oh wait, 3? Ah, whatever. I need to keep this, that's for sure. And this. And this and this. Sell these. Okay. I was saying something. Well, you know I'm here. Oh yeah, that's right, stenographer. Sort of like Spectre and I don't know. There's a few other people who again are just completely in the dark, and now they look like utter morons. What is with? Come on, Binston. But yeah, they just utterly blown out. Just from, like, again, Rekieta being made fun of in any way, they would have these meltdowns. And now, again, this is why they've been saying since before any of these people were on the internet, apparently, that SWC always wins. It's not because we're so much smarter than everyone, it's just because so many people are incapable of noticing. They're just dumb. Why? And it's like, it's not even genetic at some point. It's like a choice. Why would you choose to be dumb? The infidel chooses homosexuality. Why do they do that? I don't know. I don't. I wouldn't. Here, play some more of this.
And it's like, guys, I'm sharing a fun story with you that was so far out of my comfort zone, but then
It's a fun story. Guys, it's all about fun.
It's really interesting what being around a bunch of other naked people is when it's all consensual.
What?
Because you realize that, like,
What?
maybe your body dysmorphia issues or your insecurities
Oh,
about
yeah,
yourself can vanish in the wake of everyone's average.
See, you're ugly. You're actually an ugly incel. If you have a problem with Nick Rekieta hanging around with nude people all the time, that's just your insecurity. It's not fucking Nick Rekieta's problem. Married Christian with children, just hanging around with naked people. I mean, it doesn't say that's wrong in the Bible, does it? So it's, I don't think the Bible says anything about any of that kind of stuff. It doesn't say anything about homosex or those types of things. So the Bible is not only okay with it, probably promotes it. Let's see here. More stuff.
Well, I'll say this. I went to Jamaica, and right next to where we stayed, there was a nude beach. And
Oh, yeah.
if you want to feel good about yourself, you just look over at that nude beach and realize how good
Thanks
you
for
truly
adding that,
have it.
pal.
No matter how bad you think you look,
Great guest.
you just look over there and go like, no, you know what?
Great.
Not that bad.
And that was honestly a big portion of the story, was that exact sentiment. It's like you're there and you look around and you're like,
Wholesome trad
well,
dad.
these people are fat and ugly.
I should have slept.
like-
Nah, whatever. I'll be okay.
They seem happy. What am I worried about? And it was amazingly
what are you
comforting.
worried
Like
about?
without a hint of irony, it was amazingly comforting to go through that. And I think a lot of
See,
people,
he's still wholesome.
when you see people discussing
Why would you say Nick Rekida's not wholesome?
relationships and male-female dynamics online, you get these wild caricatures of things, and
Yeah,
that
they're
the
so
people
wrong.
behind the scene,
Why would they
the
say
behind
those
the screen
things?
watching are not fitting into these caricatures because they're not even real. They're not real for the
I think that's only
It never
accurate
happened.
when it comes to like. I think that people need to be more like actively cognizant of the fact that when you see stuff online, it's almost always fake. Like,
They need to be actively cyberbullied. It's more like the fucking perfect Mozambique drill. No, wait, no, it's the there's an inverted Mozambique drill I just did there. Even though the game's on pause.
in
Oh,
a
no,
sense,
I'm being
everything
attacked.
that you see is fake. Like when you see an image or a video, you're not actually witnessing what was recorded. You're witnessing a specific angle and a specific like perspective on that thing. So, in a very metaphysical sense, you never everything that you see is fake. However, like for instance, with like Finster, like I mentioned that he does angles and shit. Where's Finster? It's important to realize that like this guy, everything that he does on his stream is geared towards making him look as feminine as possible. He's got a downward angle. He has makeup lighting behind the camera. He has everything geared towards making him look a specific way. So when you see him, you must realize that it's fake. But everyone does this. Everyone who has like an online persona is like
Okay.
putting out like a fake version of themselves. Especially
What?
people who rely on attractiveness in order to make money. They're always
Like Nick
lying
Rekieta.
the most. And with filters
so
and stuff,
attractive.
they can lie
The
extremely
guy is so
easy
hot.
and convincingly.
You can't help it.
Especially the people who aren't really thinking about what they're looking at. So in a way, that's true. However, I would say that you don't need to go to a
nice.
nude beach and
Keeping
walk
this.
around with your dongus out, showing off your naked wife to a bunch of
What?
black people in Jamaica, in order to accomplish to realize what I realized by just thinking about it.
people talking. They're not real for the examples given. And so the person there is statistically average, right? Like that's
the
the
shit?
obvious assumption. And you're like, well, you don't need to look at the dynamics of relationships through the lens of celebrity. You don't need to look at the dynamics of relationships
fuck.
through the lens of Instagram models, because that's not reality. The reality is you. And if you go out and
Nick
find
Rekieta's gonna
people
tell us about
engaged
reality.
in,
Yes.
all levels of
I need to engage in
relationships.
homicidal behavior on a
Josh, what are you
massive
saying? Are
scale
your
cannot
eyes
be
really
corrected,
not that
but,
far
I have no
apart in
way to
real life? It's
fulfill
all
my needs.
camera angles.
Accidentally hit the soundboard. But you know what? Oddly appropriate here. Let me actually play this.
My need to engage in homicidal behavior on a massive scale cannot be corrected, but I have no other way to fulfill my needs.
This is a fancy restaurant. This is a fancy spanking. Anyways.
I have never had anyone comment that my eyes are far apart. It literally is just some camera
What?
angles are really bad. However, I will say this, and this is funny. I got fitted
Oh,
for
it is
glasses
funny.
at
He
some
knows what's
point,
funny.
and I went to the ophthalmologist, right? And he's
Oh, that's
taking
good.
measurements of my face to give me glasses. And he actually commented, he's like, "Wow, that can't be right." And then put the thing back on my head and measured again and said, "Your eyes are really far apart." So yes, they are very far apart.
Oh, that's funny. I died from that being funny.
Now, this is epic.
Okay. I guess there's weather in this game. In this version
However,
of the
certain
game.
camera angles make them look like disfigured in how far apart they are. When it's not so bad, I promise.
Relationship, from the one night stand to the literal sex on the beach to the long-term marriage, and you look around and you're like, no, these people are actually just really similar to me on balance. I'm telling you, it is a
Keep this.
massive
Sure.
change in your confidence and your perspective on those dynamics. And I think putting us all behind screens and putting these arbiters of male and female realities, people like Pearl or Fresh and Fit or the whatever podcast, and they're defining male and female dynamics for a huge audience. And you're like, but they're picking up ludicrous examples that don't reflect reality at all. But then people are soaking it up as if they do. And that to me is wild.
I don't know if that can qualify as, and I know it's not Nick starting drama. That's another thing about YouTube is the inherent nature of YouTube is that in order to really maintain constant viewerships,
I need to engage in homicidal behavior
you
on
need to engage in homicidal
scale
behavior on
cannot be
a
corrected, but
scale.
I have no other way to fulfill my
But
needs.
the YouTubers have no other way to fulfill their needs. No, but they have to constantly be taking any mention of them as drama. That one I'm sure was just Ricada acting like, oh, these people are always, there are people who are always presenting, and again, it's Ricada just straight up babbling like a fucking moron. So, he'll say like, they'll have some response and be like, what the hell is Ricada talking about? And then Ricada will be like, oh, they're misrepresenting what I meant. And, it generates clicks. But even without that, like Ricada didn't say that to generate clicks. It's just that anytime you mention any other YouTuber, don't forget this is Ricada who hates the drama and hates being involved in drama and being dragged into drama, but at the same time, he's going to say other popular YouTubers will are getting it wrong over stuff that they probably never said. Here is one thing I want to try. This is safe house. I want to sleep in the safe house. Shit, this is here. This is good. This is a good thing. I was going to drop one at the safe house, and I don't have to. In fact, you know what? Food at the safe house. And bullet. Just a free bullet. Is there anything I kind of wish I could take? First of all, free preserves? I want these. Let me put this into my backpack. With the gonna be more creepy shit. Yeah. I want to keep this tea tin. You can store all sorts of things in. This is weird that these aren't resetting, because I think they're supposed to at some point, but I don't know how or why or where or what. What time? You know what? Okay. I want to see if the enemies respawn if I sleep out here, because I don't think they're supposed to. Which means, if they don't, I can sleep to recover health anytime I want, and to recover sleep. Out here. My blue sleepiness meter. And that would help. So I gotta go back to the depot. Yeah, just this away. Okay. And if the enemies haven't respawned, I know that I can actually do a kill everything run. Reminding one of the wonderful comic, the wonderful indie comic. Now that's a real Ashcan kind of type of comic, is kill everything. Shit. Well, at least I slept and healed. Here, I'll fucking play this.
And it's literally go out and touch grass, except in this case, the grass is sand, and it's covered in stinky people. Like, go do it. It's funny.
Oh, he's like a comedian.
but yeah.
It's true that you shouldn't listen to thoughts and retards like Andrew Tate for like relationship advice. However, his advice is also stupid.
About
Whoa.
things people say about you
went there.
online that are not true. And for the record, when you say you go out to clubs with your family, these are not swingers clubs, right? Just need to be very clear.
They are.
Yeah, just like a dance club in a city
See.
or a bar.
See, that's another thing. That is, Rekieta will straight up lie about things that have already been proven. Gay 90s, first of all, it's called Gay 90s. There's a tip right there. Yeah, looks like they're still gone. Okay, that's good. That is cool. I mean, I think I knew that. Or rather, I should have, but it is a good way to verify that, yeah, I can sleep all I want out in the radius. Okay. So yeah, I can do a kill everything run. I just have to really build up. I want to go to each safe house, drop like cleaning supplies for guns, extra ammo, that kind of shit. Not to just the safe houses, though. Like, there's a big separation here. There's a lot of shit. In fact, there's an unkillable enemy, like I think around here or here, that you just fucking, it's this giant thing, and he spawns a bunch of guys, but I think they sort of despawn when you get far away enough, so they sort of, or they die, they are just expired or something. So I can avoid that area, but even if I don't, I don't, it doesn't exactly count. It is a shame, though, because it has like one of those, it has like an orange circle weak spot, like the fragments in this game, where those black inky dudes, when they split apart and they have a core that you can shoot. I forget what it's called, not the homunculus or something, but there's a quest to go take a photo of it, but it's completely invincible. So, it's a shame that you can't kill it. And they basically replaced that with the BTR in 2.0 that you also can't kill. Or it has like 8 million damage, and you can only, like, if you bought the most expensive gun and like thousands of rounds of ammo, you would still only do maybe 50,000 damage to it after shooting nonstop until your gun breaks. Something goofy like that. What am I doing? Must have done something. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Here, we'll play this.
Like they're just places where people go. That's it. So,
That may or may not have swingers at them.
well,
who
I mean,
knows?
I got to tell you, the funny thing about
He's fun.
rumors about that sort
He
of
knows
about
about funny things.
is you start to meet people who are in that live, like they reach out to you or they'll come out to you or whatever, not in a gross way, right? Not in like a
This is an attempted, like, preemptive cope for explaining why he knows so many actual prostitutes, or why he's following, like, naked black dudes who are in Jamaica, why he's following them on Instagram, and has been for months. That was kind of the start, was the start of Null, you know, going after it. This is air quotes, but going after Rekieta was Null was almost forced, just through endless, pure, deserved mockery. He was forced to acknowledge the Rekieta stuff, and because he did, Rekieta started calling him autistic and saying that, you know, well, people are lying on your website. And the thing is that even clueless, last to know Null, you know, it was obvious even to him that those people weren't lying, because he could see the evidence that they were telling the truth and that Rekieta was lying. And so, you know, gradually, over the course of a couple of months, Null kept bringing that up on his streams, and Rekieta kept, I got one right, yes, sweet. This is all really good money. But Rekieta, would then say, you know, well, Null's autistic, and he can't read social cues, and Null would... And the thing is that that's probably true, but Rekieta was saying that about stuff that Null was correct about. And the thing is that also, another thing about that is that Rekieta has already said that many times about other people who were right. If I just go right back out. and get another couple. Yeah, might as well. I don't even have to take the mission, but might as well. Because I'm afraid if I come back here, then suddenly the mission is reset or something. And then, oh, I took the fragment cores back. Whatever. Whatever. Let's see. Food. Oh, yeah. I can... That's right. Sell these. Well, why don't I just place them where this?
Hey, not that way, but like they're just like, hey, like, are you involved in this? Like, because I can tell you about it, and you know how it goes. Like when you talk about video games, it's surprising people reach out to you to talk to you about video games. And you're like, why? Like, how did you even know I exist? Right? Like you were a developer, you're whatever. In the same way that works in every other thing. And as you meet these people, you will.
I'm missing a cigarette pack now. It just disappeared. Didn't even fall through the floor, I don't think. That sucks. I think I really do need to keep 3 of everything. Shit. Well, whatever. Okay.
Will be shocked to find out where they are. You're worried about a swingers club. I mean, you are just as likely to encounter swingers in your churches, your grocery stores, everywhere else.
Yeah, come on,
they're pretty like discreet people, and we'll talk about them as if they're like animals in a, in a documentary. They're pretty discreet people, but I mean, they are. It is
normal. Swingers are
where
normal.
They go away from real life to engage in this activity that other people judge them pretty heavily for.
No,
but they're everywhere. It's not like there's a checkbox where you're like, I know that this place will have them and this place won't.
No, the
places
Bible.
You expect that they're not are probably where they're most present. And it's funny to me to see that.
Yeah, you stupid prude incels don't know that.
He's so bad at
all of these prudish incels who need to touch grass and fucking are just lying about Rekieta. They don't understand that swingers are just like you and me. Not that Nick Rekieta's a swinger, so of course it's not like he actually knows either. But he does know some swingers. Should I keep these 2? I don't know. How much are they? 5 each. That's more than an empty box. Might as well. Fuck it. Here, play this. Let's see what Last to Know Null has to say about it.
Which is answering the fucking question. I don't even want to finish this clip because it's like, it's just him rambling. It's like, are you a swinger? Well, gosh, swingers, we talk about them like they're like people, like animals, like lions, and like a cage going like rawr and stuff. But really, they could be grandma at church. You'd never know. You'd never know. It's like, that's not the fucking question, bro. It's not what was fucking asked of you. I don't know. I guess this isn't an answer. He's so busy driving around. How could he possibly have time to swing with all the chaperoning he has to do and all the teaching he does?
He can see all the people who have nothing to say
under
to
an
each
NDA,
other.
and I can't talk about. But I've been pretty open about it to the extent I can. Where my contract is annual, and then we'll talk again. Probably leading up to January here. I would assume that talk is going to happen very soon, and then we'll see where we go from there. I have no idea.
Awesome.
So I want to obviously continue working with them. I like them. I like the freedom that it gives, and I think that freedom is critical.
He loves freedom,
for creators,
dude.
Because
no one loves freedom more than
Rekieta on very important issues.
Where's my Rumble
don't
contract?
disagree.
Here's my question. Where's my Rumble contract? I'm cheap. $200,000 exclusivity for the year. Actually, I'll do
$200.
Nice. I'll do $100,000. However, if you want the N-word off the table, it's $200,000. It's $100,000 to suspend the N-word license, the permanent N-word license that I hold in my.
I know he's not being totally serious, but you probably could get some kind of Rumble contract, but you would have to lowball them way more than that. And there probably, by the way, is an element of jealousy. And I have to say, probably deserved, like justified jealousy when people are like, you're just jealous. But like Null, probably, fucking Null is just as much of a free speech warrior as Rekieta is. So, Null has every right to be like, why aren't I getting that money? Here, let me don't think this is even necessary, but yeah, there. That's fine. I'm so glad to. You know what? Actually, one of these two. And why aren't I playing? Here,
My coat pocket at all times.
there.
That's how it works. Anything else on this? Oh, this is cringe as fuck. So, they're talking about a child being abused, and
Gee, again. So here's some fucking irony.
I remember the full detail because it's a really really gross story. But I think it was like a kid who was kidnapped and they were
the
wearing
hospital
diapers
thing.
when they were discovered. And Rekieta decides to crack wise about this. And there's
He's a
a
comedian.
woman
Hey,
who
he's a
reacts to it
comedian.
live, and you can see like she's like viscerally appalled by what he just said. Sorry, I got a Karen here. I'm stylizing my hair. I'm getting
The
those
Karen
frosted tips in
farms.
so I can Karen farms it the fuck up right now.
Oh yeah.
They didn't believe the
Sweet.
kid when she said she was in pain. They didn't help her to the.
Okay,
He's the diaper
I did not talk about
fetishist
this on stream because
joke.
it's so frustrating. I'll summarize this very quickly. There's a girl in the UK. She has a very rare condition where she's in chronic pain. However, the condition happens to be something that's over self-diagnosed by mothers as a form of Munchausen's by proxy. So when doctors hear that there's a child that has this chronic pain condition, they automatically assume that it's Munchausen's by proxy because usually it is. The incidence of Munchausen's by proxy are larger than true incidence of this very rare chronic disorder. So the child comes in, the mother says it's this chronic pain disorder. The staff, this is in England, by the way, so the medical doctors are basically a fucking police force there. They say, no, you're crazy. Your child is fine. You have Munchausen's by proxy. We're taking her from you, and we're going to run tests on her to prove that she is fine. So she goes completely off any pain medication. She's writhing around in agony for a long time. She's wearing diapers because she's shitting herself because she's in so much pain. And the doctors basically steal the child from her and refuse to give her let the mother even see her because they are acting on the assumption that she is abusive. This doesn't, and apparently the woman in charge of this whole like child abduction thing is like infamous in the country for doing this kind of shit where she jumps in, takes children and asks questions later and has been like formally reprimanded for being an insane sociopath cunt like multiple times. So eventually it goes to the courts. The courts find out that she does actually have this chronic pain condition, that the hospital has been misdiagnosed.
I've already kind of lost track of the story he's telling, which is not his fault necessarily. I've heard something about this where it's like, oh, someone's supposed to be in the hospital, they wouldn't transfer them, something like that. Or I wonder if I'm thinking of a different story, but I know there's some recent thing. I just know that it's like a fucking 30-second Rekieta clip, though, of Rekieta. Again, Rekieta is a popular YouTuber, so you can't tell him he's not the funniest guy in the room. You can't tell him that he's not a comedian, a professional comedian. Because look at all the people who, who pay him to be funny on the internet. People swear up and down. This is why I really don't have much sympathy for somebody like, say, Mersh, who has genuinely, like, obsessive, borderline schizo, people just constantly obsessed with him, pretending he's more of a lol cow than he actually is. But thing is that I don't have any sympathy for him about that because he says stuff like Nick Rekieta's funny, which Nick Rekieta is not funny. That's not an opinion. That's not based on me not liking him. Nick Rekieta isn't funny. And the basis for thinking he's funny is a lot of the same stuff where people just say, or people psychologically think, he said something I agree with on the internet, therefore he is this positive attribute, these virtues. He's again, people unironically were swearing up and down angrily that Nick Rekieta is a wholesome Christian father. They couldn't have been more wrong, and the evidence was out there before any of the hedonism stuff. It was very blatant. All you have to do is be capable of noticing. If you can read people, if you're an empath, you don't even have to be, an empath and read people and that goofy shit. You just have to be capable of noticing the honesty of people's behavior. You can notice negative traits of a person you like. And a lot of it's a matter of actually saying it. Like, I can notice negative traits of a person I like and not say it. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's a matter of whether they insist that I say it and be honest. Or, people like John Delarose saying, hey, can you review my comic? Could you roast it? And it's like, are you sure you really want that? Do you want us to roast your... We don't really do roasts. We can review it. And he's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Here's a copy of it. And I'm like, okay, are you sure? What is that that's past? Oh, he's done the spawn core. Dude, now you're eating this. And the level of detail scaling is a little weird. You know what, though? I don't have a problem. I don't care about low poly stuff. That's what I have to say. Here, I just want to... I'm reaching down here. Come on, game. Take this, game. This is what you get for reaching for the wrong gun. Oh. I really want to make sure I had, like, some extra redundancy on the fragment cores. Okay. So, JDA was like, oh, yeah, you guys review the comic. So we did. And the thing is, we wouldn't have said that otherwise. We wouldn't have reviewed his comic and pointed out that it's not a very good comic if he didn't want us to say it. And if it was a good comic, we would have said it. If it was a great comic, if it was a shitty comic, we would have said all of those things. We simply called it as it is. If you don't want honesty, do not actually ask for it. There are so many fucking people who insist, because they want to be seen as a person who thinks they like honesty. Everyone wants to say, I love it when people are honest. I'm so honest myself. You aren't honest. You don't know what honesty is. You don't want to actually engage in it. It's what we called years ago, before Comicsgate ever existed or any of that. It's what we called virtue signaling, and we didn't invent the term. It was called that for a long time. There were a lot of alternate terms that we were thinking about. Moral extortion, that was a good one. That's what someone else came up with too. I think somebody posted it in the good old Ask box. I have to admit, I miss doing the Ask boxes. I turned into Popeye suddenly. Yeah, nice. But anyways. Yeah, you know what? Here, I'll just go back to playing this.
And mistreating her for a long time, that the parents suffered. And then the mother committed suicide because she knew that her daughter was in pain and there was nothing that she could do to get her back. So she killed herself.
That's
and then
up.
the court found this was completely on the fault of the hospital and this insane cunt that worked for the government.
Those are pretty depressing, but I can't wait for all of the things to be lightened up by Nick Rekieta making just a fantastic killer joke. Being able to read the room.
It's a real fucked up story. I didn't want to talk about it, but without giving you the backstory, the profundity of how gross this joke is will not make any sense.
They didn't believe a kid when she said she was in pain. They didn't help her they left her to sit in her own excrement because they wanted to see if she could get out of the bed and walk.
Maybe she was a diaper fetishist.
Well,
do you consider that one, Megan?
Megan, there's one part of the analysis. There's one part of the analysis that I think that is important to.
She's doing a reboot.
Because of people like you.
to kind of. I'm saying that you're right. The jury found all these things.
Professional stand-up comedian Nicholas Rekieta takes his shot, and it's a.
And you thought he was funny. You thought he was a good, funny, moral person. That, oh, here we go. What? Well, you know, fine. But yeah, you thought he was a funny person. You thought he was a moral person. All this time until he said that you were slightly autistic and couldn't read social cues. That was just, for some reason, the first and last straw that just fucking destroyed all of it. And again, the fucking, it's just like, John Delarose is another example, is that we weren't enemies with John Delarose. We didn't hate him. He was the one who decided. Fuck. I don't want to, nah. If I go out for the steps one, probably the same place I can get the blanket artifact one. Might as well do it. There's going to be enemies. I should buy more ammo.
That's okay. Apparently, you don't have to be funny to be a comedian. You just got to live in LA to be a professional comedian these days. He's taking tips from the master of the comedy dark arts. Juju the cow himself is helping him on his way. It depends on the child, doesn't it? All right, sorry, I didn't want to talk about that, but it was necessary for me to make fun of Juju, so I had to do it.
Making fun of also, for anyone who doesn't know, Juju is Dick Masterson. Also making fun of Sargon there with one of those old Sargon lines. But something that I think is very interesting. Wait, well, looking at the wrong watch. Okay, 16. Something that's very interesting is there are a lot of big YouTubers who are having Sargon on now. And I think it's kind of telling and kind of suspicious that Null won't go after them either. The same way he wouldn't for Rekieta. And I don't think it's fear. You could say it's indifference, but the thing is, that's the exact same cope that he gave for not talking openly about Rekieta. Oh boy. Fucking perfect 13. You know what that means? Nothing. Anyways. Ack. But yeah, it's kind of bizarre is that, you know, isn't Sargoy supposed to be Kringay and that kind of stuff? As the Squiddos call him. Second. You know what? There we go. Now I'm ready. Here. Yeah, I'll just play this. Go back to playing this.
All else fails for 5 says the Munchausen's by proxy was in Florida. The UK ones were the ones that murdered the baby.
Yeah, that's right.
The
There were
Maya
two different
case was in
cases.
Florida?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that was in the UK. If that's in Florida, that's fucking shameful. How the fuck did they let that happen? I thought it was in the UK because I remember seeing that they had won a judgment for 240 million pounds. I'm pretty sure. It's crazy.
Shit. Do they even have that much money in the UK system? Is that the whole thing? I think that might be the whole video. Let's see then. You know what? Wait. Let me go out. Yeah. Bonked my head. I'm going out to get a steps artifact, and there will probably be a blank one nearby, which is also good. So let's look at this. The disappearance of primary nose guard stenographer from Kiwi Farms once Nick's fall became unstoppable. A lot of them seem to very mysteriously disappear. Very odd, very weird, you could say. Oh. Okay. This is the creepiest place. This is the creepiest... Well, it's not, actually. There's a lot of fucking really dangerous parts. Around here is just... I don't even know what's here. I've been here yesterday on the on one of my cheat saves, and I'm not really looking forward to going back there. Keep my hands dry. Anyways, looking at naked dudes allows Nick to improve his self-esteem. Mersh somehow has a Rumble contract. Ironically, he has an ironic Rumble contract. But yeah, it's Revenge of the Sis does have a contract with Rumble. Here's the thing: is that I don't hate Mersh. I found Revenge of the Sis entertaining at many points. But if anyone's really going to go after Mersh, you have to have more than you don't like him. Which is all that people like fucking that Pod Alpha guy have. Is I don't like him. And sometimes they'll have a clip, because they're obsessed with him. They'll have a clip of Mersh doing something spectacularly stupid, like getting drunk and simping over Lady Alchemy. That was especially bad because she is a completely talentless and terminally eggless fucking trad thought. She's basically what ironically who's the fucking the Mutterino with the big tits? But that's what she's gonna be in like 20 years. Except, is she gonna be on billboards? Oh, what am I doing? Alright, I'm getting there. Okay. This is a really big pistol. Okay, sweet. Oh. Okay. Brittany Venti. She's probably gonna be like Lady Alchemy in 10, 20 years. Motherfucker. Can't waste the flare here. It's just one of these regular dudes. That's okay. Is it useful? Okay, yeah, I was like, go back to playing the video. Oh, it's over. Okay, there's something here. What? Why'd I pull this out? Okay. I can see the site picture. That's good. Okay. Yeah, man, to clear this whole area though would take quite a lot. I think that would be fun though, personally. What is that? Oh, I think those are the dorms. I think so. Oh yeah, that's right. There's weird glowing green, like, dripping light things in the top floor, or the stairwell of the dorms. It's a kind of a cool place. Never been there at night. What? Anyways. Yeah, if you're gonna really go after Mersh, that was another thing about that, the Porcelain documentary, is that it was actually really lame. It's like, personally, I think if you're gonna go after Mersh, what you really need to have on him is not just like, he said stupid things. You have to really focus on his worship of these dishonest E-celeb, just fucking the utter piss drinking over these E-celebs. And there was plenty of it that fucking Porcelain and Jesse from Pod Awful ignore. And they then get mad that you point out that they ignored it. Which is, again, it's their fucking tell for some reason not having what it takes to really go there about Mersh. And they want to, they just can't do it. Where am I looking? Okay. Yeah, good. Sweet. No. Okay. Okay. Should be able to just get out through here. You better be. I'm gonna be pissed off at this game if they're... Okay. Okay. So anyways, yeah, yeah, they have a Rumble, and I understand, first of all, Rumble sucks, for a lot of reasons, and the primary reason is, I could, of course, say that, you know, I could point out yet again that Rumble, basically erased my account that had hundreds of videos. I don't mean the shitty webcomics backup, but there was the Reactionful backup that had over 1,000 videos. And they were tiny videos. I'm not sure how much that matters, how much it's relevant that they were tiny videos that were only like less than 1 meg each or something like that. But Rumble deleted all of them without warning for reasons that they never explained, of course, because why would they have to? Oh, that's the construction building, that's right. It should be. So where's the crane? Oh, there's the crane. In fact, if I... It's slightly easier to see? I don't know. Whatever. Where am I going again? Oh. Okay. Yeah, wait. What was I mentioning? Yeah, the Rumble thing. Rumble sucks. Not just that they deleted my account and wiped it out without warning, without even an email saying that they were doing it, without an explanation of why they were doing it, any of that kind of stuff. And again, fucking, I could speculate all sorts of reasons. I could make all sorts of accusations about Rumble, but without them saying why they did it. And the, you know, that kind of stuff. There's, you know, it's like, well, technically I could say anything, but I don't know if that matters. Is that the dorms? Yes. Okay. Wait a second. Shit, what is that? Some kind of really glowy thing out there or something? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, here. Oh shit, one of these guys. Okay, you know what? You're getting this instead. Nice. It's kind of weird though. It seems to just punch through them. They made those things weaker, that's for sure. Oh, fuck. Okay, nice. They made those, the fragments, the full fragments, weaker in 2.0 by a lot, apparently. Okay. You know what? Here we go. Oh yeah, I was gonna play the video again? No. Mersh somehow has Rumble, and not yet. While Mersh has a Rumble contract, he is never invited to any Rumble-related streamer events. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that again? I can understand why he has a contract. But at the same time, if he has a contract, it's almost like Null should too. Except Null definitely seems more like a legal liability, not even because of his videos or streams, but just because he runs Kiwi Farms. He usurped Kiwi Farms, you could say. But it's like, when you've been running a site... There we go, finally, fuck. When you've been running a site that's like been in international news for all sorts of bad things. But I'm okay. You know, faster you run through those things, the better, clearly. Okay, if I just... Shit, I don't want to go to the dorms, though. Although it's not that important. It just has more of the regular ass, old ass. Is there a fucking mimic out here, though? I think there's some treasure, but it's not very... You know, I could do it. I can do it. But let me save scum. Okay. Merch is okay as falter entertaining. Yeah, that's the thing, is that it is certainly lolcow-esque. And he's certainly more recently. But a real lolcow is somebody who will have serious meltdowns. Whereas he just gets regular mad. He's just like a regular kind of a fucking dumb old goofball or whatever who, like, if you fucking post about a guy 100 times and then he replies and is like, well, fuck you, man. You can't say, well, that guy's a lolcow. Did you see his fucking... He fucking said, fuck you. After we've had 500 accounts that we registered to say that this and that. If you're sending a bunch of food to a guy's house and then being like, he actually responded to it, you're pretty much the lolcow yourself. If you are actually taking effort to make a guy have a response and then you're insisting that his response is embarrassing because you don't like him, again, you're more of the lolcow. And Mersha, the difference is between these things is Mersha's a guy who's done dumb, embarrassing shit that makes himself look stupid in ways that, for some reason, Jesse from Pod Awful doesn't seem to have the balls to actually fucking go after, because he knows it would mean actually criticizing somebody like Nick Rekieta, who is still more popular than both of them combined. And for no good reason. The same way Rekieta, for the longest time, didn't want to say anything negative about Eric July. And there's also one other factor, and it's a very rare factor, is that, say, somebody like Dick Masterson is not more popular than Eric July, but, you know, certainly on paper, too. But Dick Masterson does have a fan base of people. It's sort of like Something Awful, where Something Awful is kind of gay a lot of times. Or like Reddit, where Reddit's the bigger place. And so it's like there's nothing to be afraid of there. But it's, well, with Something Awful specifically, it's more of an issue of there are enough people to, you know, make memes about you, which shouldn't mean anything. But that's, you know, that's the factor, is that there are some people who will not go after, like Rekieta doesn't go after Dick Masterson, not because Dick Masterson is popular, because Rekieta knows that if he was to go after Dick Masterson, the floodgates would be open on mocking Rekieta in all the ways that Rekieta cannot handle being mocked, which is wow. One of the pillows. Okay, we're the tilting tower. Fucking just wiped out Tomato Town. Anyways. Fucking shit. But yeah, it's kind of a silly criteria, but it is pretty much, and it's not 100% of the reason either, but it is a major factor. It's such a major factor. Perhaps too much of a major factor. These don't, for some reason, these don't go in the backpacks. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a bizarre situation where, you know what? What? Here we go. Wow. Ugh. It's 11:27. Started 1 hour 46. Yeah, you know what? I was going to when I get back to home base, I will cash in the stream. I was going to just do a short stream. Not a whole hell of a lot of reason to do a stream, but again, thanks to Jim Tuner for actually providing some content. because yeah, that video, that clip went up just around the time that I started streaming. Anyways, yeah, I could actually just wrap up now, but I think I'm going to keep going. Yeah. There we go. There is a sort of hidden entrance here in the. Oh, wait, that's right. I have to exit first. Okay. There might be all these fragments out here. Yep. Oh, a couple. Okay. Nice. Oh, okay. Here, though, it's weird. There's nothing like this in Into the Radius 2.0. But in 1.0, there's all of these secret climbing areas. And they're kind of given away just by loose bricks. And not even all of them, but just... It's weird, because without being able to spot them instantly, it's almost pointless. Okay, let's see. There was a fragment right here. Yep. I think those fragments, they're not supposed to, but they're capable of hitting you even when they're dissipated. I've had that happen. It's very annoying. So, oh, interesting. Oh, shit. Wait a second. That's flashing. That means there's something nearby. Oh, and another one of these. Now I have too many. That's okay. What? Okay. Yeah, it was... I should have known. This is no different from any of the other fragment cores. It's kind of bizarre. But, yeah, regarding, yeah, and one thing you should say, is that certainly Mersh is not that important. You could say he's not entertaining, too, if you want. I understand, definitely, people being like, he's boring. The same way that, you know, people would say Nick Ricade is boring. I know some people who don't even like Red Letter Media, and it's like, yeah, I can understand that. It's like they had that Josh guy on, who's like the fat communist, and they're like, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of when they, like when they'll be woke or whatever. About like, you know, the female empowerment or sounding too feminist. It's like, yeah, that sucks. It's disappointing. But, at the same time, this is bizarre. Why are they putting openable door things here? There's nothing to get. And floating debris? What the? I understand. I absolutely... fully understand when people like, I just have no tolerance for if anyone even sounds vaguely leftist when doing their review of, oh shit. I almost left without going into this. When doing their review of some goofy-ass 80s movie. Another one of these. Holy shit. I have more than I can ever need. I mean, I can sell them. Shit. Speaking of which. Yeah, of course. Now I gotta carry this all the way back. It's actually disappointing that this clearly has one of those sleeping bags. Like, I wish I could sell that, even though I would never use it. What the hell is this? Is that supposed to be there? I don't know. Is it a light source or just... Because that's like pure white, whereas that's clearly green. I don't know. Just don't know. All right, come on. Yeah, get yeah. What? Duh. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I can get out this window. And the thing is that, like even on Kiwi farms, I remember, they would say that most people on Kiwi farms are themselves lol cows. And it goes to show because, you know, one of the best things proving that, there we go, is the fact of, like, even the moderators who are just absolutely, endlessly drinking Nick Rekieta's piss. What the fuck? Was it jamming? Oh yeah, it was probably jamming. Okay, I get it then. I get it. How? You know what? If I just go this way, past these stupid ass. You know what? You're getting this then. Nothing? They're ripping me off. Hoo-hoo. Still nothing. I mean, I'm okay on artifacts and shit. I'm certainly carrying enough. Okay, fuck. Alright. So, let's see. Yeah, the stuff about Kiwi farms, the mods there themselves being quite thin-skinned. Null is like the ultimate condensed form of that. Of the mod who wants to protect their dumb, gay, popular YouTuber friend. Up until the point that it just hilariously backfires on them. In a way that any idiot should be able to tell. But then again, if you were capable of telling, you probably wouldn't be on Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms is basically the place for people who can't tell what's really going on. The sort of backwash, again, fucking A. That sucks. You know, a good way to fix that would be let me carry the sawed off in my backpack. I mean, they fix it in 2.0, of course. That's why they dropped support for 1.0. I'll live, I guess. Or will I? Shit. That's bizarre, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, I will wrap up. I should just legitimately just wrap up the stream because it's just gonna be me. You know what? Let me play some of the book on tape for Nietzsche's The Antichrist, which has an intro by H.L. Mencken, and I think I'll just listen to that. So let me get up for a second to pop that up and play it.
Preface. This book belongs to the most rare of men. Perhaps not one of them is yet alive. It is possible that they may be among those who understand my Zarathustra. How could I confound myself with those who are now sprouting ears? First, the day after tomorrow must come for me. Some men are born posthumously.
2 days before the day after tomorrow. Oh
the
my
conditions
God.
under which anyone
That's
understands me and necessarily understands me, I know them only too well. Even to endure my seriousness, my passion, he must carry intellectual integrity to the verge of hardness. He must be accustomed to living on mountaintops, and to looking upon the wretched gabble of politics and nationalism as beneath him. He must have become indifferent. He must never ask of the truth, whether it brings profit to him or a fatality to him. He must have an inclination born of strength for questions that no one has the courage for. The courage for the forbidden, predestination for the labyrinth. The experience of 7 solitudes. New ears for new music, new eyes for what is most distant. A new conscience for truths that have hitherto remained unheard, and the will to economize in the grand manner.
The will.
To hold together his
economize.
strength, his enthusiasm. Reverence for self, love of self, absolute freedom of self. Very well then. Of that sort only are my readers, my true readers, my readers foreordained. Of what account are the rest? The rest are merely humanity.
Oops.
One must make oneself superior
Merely
to humanity in
yes.
power, in loftiness of soul.
Oh, I did that. That's pretty
in
cool then.
contempt.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that too.
Friedrich W. Nietzsche.
Was that him?
End
saying
of
that?
Antichrist by Friedrich W. Nietzsche,
What?
translated from the German with an introduction by H.L. Mencken,
That was it.
read by M.L. Cohen, Cleveland, Ohio, January
Cohen.
2007.
That was the whole book? Did I miss something? I don't know.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain.
Okay.
For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org.
Another steps.
The Antichrist by Friedrich Nietzsche.
Oh, okay.
Translated
Again.
by H.L. Mencken. Section 1.
Oh, H.L. Mencken translated it.
Let us look each other in the face. We are Hyperboreans. We know well
Yes.
enough how remote our place is.
Yeah, you're
Neither by
telling me.
land nor by water will you find the road to the Hyperboreans. Even Pindar in
The
his day
portal
knew that much
to
about
it, if you
us.
will.
Footnote.
I know where it is.
Confer the
Been
10th
there.
Pythian Ode. See also the 4th book of Herodotus. The Hyperboreans were a mythical people beyond the Rhipaean mountains.
I'm not mythical.
far
What are you
north.
talking about?
They
I'm
enjoyed
real.
unbroken happiness and perpetual youth. End footnote. Beyond the north, beyond the ice, beyond death, our life, our happiness. We have discovered that happiness. We know the way. We got our knowledge of it from thousands of years in the labyrinth.
That's true. I
Who
did do
else
that.
has found it? The man
Me.
of today?
Nope.
I don't know either the way out or the way in. I am whatever doesn't know either the way out or the way in, so sighs the man of today. This is the sort of modernity that made us ill. We sickened on lazy peace, cowardly compromise, the whole virtuous dirtiness of the modern yea and nay. This tolerance and largeur of the heart that forgives everything because it
Tolerance.
understands everything is a sirocco to us.
That's bad.
Rather live amid the
That's
ice,
probably pretty bad.
among modern virtues and other such south winds.
Whoa.
We
Owned?
were brave enough.
Owned.
We spared
Pretty
neither
much.
ourselves nor others. But we were a long time finding out where to direct our courage. We grew dismal. They called us fatalists. Our
Ooh.
fate. It was the fullness, the tension, the storing up of powers. We thirsted for the lightnings and great deeds. We kept as far as possible from the happiness of the weakling, from resignation.
Shit. This
There
is a
was
little too
thunder
wasted.
in our air. Nature, as we embodied it, became overcast, for we had not yet found the way. The formula of our happiness, a yea, a nay,
Yay.
a straight line,
Oh, not
a
that.
goal. Section 2. What is good? Whatever augments the feeling of power, the will to power, power itself in man. What is evil? Whatever springs from weakness. What is happiness? The feeling that power increases.
Well, this
that
guy sounds a lot
resistance
like us.
is
I've never read
overcome.
any of his books, but he's
Not
ripping off.
contentment,
He's ripping us
more
off.
power, not
Hoo-hoo,
peace at any
Robin.
price, but war. Not virtue, but efficiency. Virtue in
Efficiencies.
the Renaissance sense. Virtue. free of moral acid.
All this sounds
The weak.
like a parody of if it's... And I know why, of course, because it's, over a century removed from being made originally. Shit. But it sounds like a fucking borderline schizo post on Paul about, like, somebody saying, like, oh, this is what we need to return to, man. This is all, like, stuff from what, the late 1800s? And he's not talking about, like, actual... in a way, it's like everyone else would be saying this on Paul in a completely literal sense, whereas Nietzsche would be more talking figuratively. Not that I'm instantly an expert. Again, this is the first time I've really read Nietzsche stuff, and by reading, I mean listening to this, which sounds so far like fucking, it's confusing in the sense that it's like it started with the end of the book. Does somebody accidentally edit it wrong? What the fuck was that? I don't know. I have no idea.
And the botched shall perish. First principle of our charity. And one should help them to it. What is more harmful than any vice? Practical sympathy for the botched and the weak. Christianity.
Oh shit.
Section 3. The problem that I set here is not what shall replace mankind in the order of living creatures. Man is an end. But what type of...
Can I say also, by the way, I can't tell if... I don't know specifically if this is Nietzsche being like, here are my beliefs, or if he's writing a thing specifically. It's called The Antichrist. He's like, I want to write a book that is supposed to be blasphemous. It's like written in the sense of somebody blaspheming. That's, the point. And is it Nietzsche himself saying this? Or is it, come on, is it there finally? Or is he just writing from the voice of that to sort of give a voice to the experience of the concept? Is it like, fictional? Or is it supposed to sound fictional? Or does he not care? I don't know. It could be completely stupid of me to say that this isn't... I'm not saying that I don't think this is Nietzsche being serious. Come on, how do you fucking get? Come on, get. Okay, so then this must be... Okay, it is. All right. I understand. I'll just play some more of this, though.
Of man must be...
That's what it sounds like to me, though.
Willed.
There's a guy intentionally...
The most valuable.
Edgy posting.
The most worthy of
like
life. The most secure guarantee of the
but
future.
Self-aware about it.
This more valuable type has appeared often enough in the past. But always as a happy accident. As an exception. Never as deliberately willed. Very often, it has been precisely the most feared. Hitherto, it has been almost the terror of terrors.
Fancy.
And out of that terror, the contrary
pal.
type has been willed, cultivated, and attained. The domestic animal, the herd animal, the sick brute man.
The normie cattle, the normie pig cattle.
Section 4.
The Christ
Mankind
cattle.
surely does not represent an evolution towards a better, or stronger, or higher level, as progress is now understood. This progress is merely a modern idea, which is to say, a false idea. The European of today, his essential worth falls far...
I did notice that the Cohen version of this book, apparently very abridged, only took like 3 minutes to read the whole thing. How very interesting.
Far below the European of the Renaissance. The process of evolution does not necessarily mean elevation, enhancement, strengthening. True enough, it succeeds in isolated and individual cases in various parts of the earth and under the most widely different cultures. And in these cases, a higher type certainly manifests itself, something which, compared to mankind in the mass, appears as a sort of Superman. Such happy strokes of high
Is there
success
another way to
have
say
always been possible,
Superman?
and will remain possible, perhaps, for all time to come.
A real mensch.
Even whole races, tribes, and nations may occasionally represent such lucky accidents.
Oh.
Section 5. We should not deck out and embellish Christianity.
This is also interesting is that when he mentions that, he's not saying that there can be a race of the Superman. He's saying that the Superman, the Ubermensch, is an accident, a happy accident, some kind of aberration, abnormal. There's not an inherent race of them. Seems to be the way he's saying. Which is inherently unfascist, because again, fascism is a connectedness. It is meant to be a national, societal, cultural thing together, combined. The fascia of society, connected all together at once. Oh, this is still on. Okay. And you can't have that with an inherent outlier. Like, there won't be a shitty webcomics nation, if you will. Line them up, fuckheads. Oh, I shot too many times. You too. Wonderful. More artifacts. You know what? Put the new ones here, the old ones there, because the old ones are going to start to rot and become less valuable. There's probably another one back there. Wait a second. I was going to end the stream. What the fuck am I...
How is it that I've been so defeated?
Just instantly fucking played that on its own. Very unfortunate. Okay, so, Wah. Oh yeah, it's just right up in front of us. You know what though? I'm gonna end this stream. Let's save. What's the oldest one? Yeah, this one. Okay, yeah. And then the newest one. So alright, thanks again for everyone showing up.
You come in here with balls!
And we're able to do these streams.
Because of people like you!
So if you want to actually support the people who are ahead of the curve by many years, the people who are, if you want to support what Null will be saying years from now, the people that Null wishes he was, check out our Subscribe Star. There are many other ways to become Paper Pig and donate money. Give your fucking money. Bring money. And that's right. It's Wednesday. No, it's about Wednesday. In a few minutes, but yeah, Wednesday morning, another episode of Shitty Webcomics Weekly. Delightful episode. In fact, I think it's December. We're gonna have a really good month of. Did we do Lost? I think we did the Lost month already. That was a good one. We got another one coming up of a bunch of good stuff. You know what? This one, I know every fucking episode basically going up to next year. We already recorded them. Every single one of them is good, but they're pretty short. If you want to check out the long videos, aside from these goofy ass streams of me just sitting around playing video games, check out our Subscribe Star. We got tons of really in-depth videos of stuff that Null will be saying in the coming years. If you want to know what Null will be saying in a year or 2 or 3 or even 4 sometimes, check out our Subscribe Star. In a way, through the Psychic Zeitgeist, Null already listens to all of our videos. After all, everything Null is saying about Rekieta now came directly from us, even if he doesn't know it. Because, again, good old last to know. So anyways, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you next time. And for everyone else, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.